Welcome to A Social Disease, a podcast for recapping and relating to Degrassi the Next Class. I'm your host, Jessie Mack.
And I'm Carly Jo Gear, also a host. And today we're talking about Season 1, Episode 9, hashtag Since We Bein' Honest. Today we have a special guest named Julian Bracey, who's a pal of mine. Welcome.
That's my government name.
Should I have not used that? I'm sorry, was I supposed to use your...
Do you want to use a different name?
You want to use your
No,
alien?
that is my name. That's the name they gave me, so... I do go by several different aliases, but...
Yeah, what do you want for this?
This is... Julian is fun for
No
this.
last name given?
You know, hey.
All right.
Julian Bracey. Hello.
Julian not embracing his last name, sorry.
Now you just added my middle name. There you go.
Perfect, excellent.
How about my social security number?
Actually, if you want to listen, that'd be great.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, all right.
All right.
So, we usually ask our guests 3 questions. First, what is your relationship to Degrassi?
Oh, wow. That is an amazing question. My relationship to Degrassi is like... Degrassi is basically my life. My relationship with Degrassi is my relationship with my life. My life.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So... You gotta learn to appreciate the good and the bad, and Degrassi really teaches you that. You know, it teaches you in order to get to the best.
To be the best you can be.
Exactly.
It's gonna take whatever it takes.
Right.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
When did you start watching Degrassi?
I started watching Degrassi at the perfect age. I am the same age as the next generation kids.
Like the first graduating class, like Spinner and
Yes.
Jimmy and
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Well, technically.
Weren't they 07?
The TV show is 07, but they're not 07 ages.
Right.
Like Paige, I think, is like one of the oldest.
Mm-hmm. You can reveal
Spinner's older.
your age and your
Sure.
address. And
Actually, since we're on this connection binge or whatever, I'm actually the same age, born same year, same day as Jake Epstein.
What?
Is played by Craig. Yeah.
yeah,
We're both January 16th, 1987.
Who was my fave?
Really?
yeah. And
I'm glad because most people hate Craig.
Really?
Well,
What?
I wouldn't
Craig?
say most people.
Are you kidding me? The ladies love Craig.
The ladies.
Oh my God.
Ladies
Craig
love
is the
Craig.
best.
LL Cool Craig.
That's what they call him. Absolutely. Yeah, Jesse. I don't know if you recognize Julian, but he is the one who played Craig to my slutty Manny Santos for Halloween
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
this year. So
I have the shirt, the jacket, the jeans.
a Joey hat for some reason.
Well, the Joey hat was a reference to the episode where he voices Carrie Part 2,
Yeah.
where he rented the suit to go to Ashley's dad's wedding.
I love how specific that
You know it.
So you
that
know
out.
the name of the episode and everything.
Yes.
Oh
All
my
right.
It was intense.
See, I think that you were actually just wearing the hat because you had an awful
The wig was terrible.
wig was so,
So the
bad.
hat made the wig look way
yeah,
much better.
Yeah. I
I look like I should be singing "Everybody Wants Some."
Yeah.
You know, it just looks
Yeah,
funny.
you did. You did look a little like Joey.
I did look like Joey, and I think that was another part of the joke of the costume.
Exactly. But we did get I got recognized.
You got recognized.
I got recognized, but then I was like, and he's Craig, and then the girl was like, oh, that's cool too. All right.
Yeah.
Like, so we comboed it up. We made it work.
Yeah.
Actually, I have one follow up out of curiosity. I don't think I've ever asked you. How did you stumble upon Degrassi? Like,
That
I
is
kind
an
of
amazing question.
I
I,
always-
would love to tell that story.
well, because I always kind of wonder how like straight males stumble upon Degrassi.
Is Degrassi not a straight male
I
show?
don't. I mean, I don't know. I've said in the
Degrassi's
past,
for everyone.
I hooked my high school boyfriend. Like, I think that's how we fell in love because I was like, I've got these VHS tapes that my sister recorded Degrassi off a noggin. If you want to watch them in my bedroom, we're 13.
Oh.
And that worked along with Mario Party. So if the ladies out there want to know how to bag a man, it's Degrassi and Mario Party.
You know it. Take
And-
notes, ladies.
Strategically wearing a thong and then being like, I'm going to change the game, and bending over. That also works when you're 13 or 14.
That's right.
God.
Shout out to Manny Santos.
Yeah, because I totally pulled a Manny Santos.
Manuela
Oh my
Santos.
God. I was ahead of my time. Yes, go
So-
ahead. How'd you stumble upon Degrassi?
How did I stumble upon Degrassi? Okay. At the young tender age of, I don't know, 15 or 16 or 17, however old I was in 2003, I was watching the Noggin Network channel, and I heard this song The song is by 07 and it's called Destiny.
This is so fucking specific.
And it's got this like this it's just an amazing song. It's got like this real cool, like crazy, like it's just a real like trippy, cool song. So the show they were like it was like on the commercials or on the Noggin show or something. And the song was actually on another show. And I can't even remember the name of the show, but it was like it seemed like a British show, like an English show, but it was Canadian, I guess. I don't know if Noggin is Canadian or whatever. I don't even know if Noggin is still on.
It's not Noggin anymore. It's something else. But I think Nickelodeon owns it.
Okay.
I have no idea what it is now. I know it went to the end,
right.
But I don't know
exactly,
if it changed
the end,
after that.
Exactly. Yeah, back then it was Noggin.
Yes. Oh my God.
So I saw this show and it was okay, but then I saw Degrassi.
It was on after.
Yeah, Degrassi came on after. And I don't know what it was. I don't know if I saw Ashley Kerwin or somebody
like,
or Manny or something. I was like, what is this show? So I started watching Degrassi and I don't know. I don't remember the first episode I saw, but I was just blown away from like the first time I saw it. I don't know. It was weird.
Should we talk about who he was in high school?
Yeah.
Okay, who was I in high school? I don't know, like same guy. No, I'm just joking.
Well,
sorta. Actually, no.
Clubs, cliques. What did you do?
Yeah, and in high school, I was the photographer guy. Okay, see, all right, I was a couple different people in high school. Freshman year was some kid. Sophomore year is when I got into Degrassi. I think either sophomore year or junior year, and I don't know. I was like photographer guy. Another ironic,
Craig.
Yeah,
Also
exactly.
Craig.
Another ironic connection to Craig because my dad is a photographer, so I've been a photographer like my whole life basically.
So basically, you were seeing like your little half sister running around the playground, and you were creeping and taking.
I
pictures
did not.
Of her?
I did not have a half sister, and I was not taking pictures of Angie. Although, if I see Angie in 2019, I'm definitely taking pictures of Angie.
You and Angie. He's constantly screenshotting Angie's Instagram, being like, "Look at her,
Yo,
Angie."
What's her name? Alexa Steele?
I think so.
Yeah, whatever your name is, Angie.
Yeah, Tori.
Anyway,
in the later seasons. Anyways.
So I was like the artsy photographer kind of loner kid. You know, I wasn't super loner. I'm more of a like a close friend type guy or whatever. Like I never rolled with a big huge group. So that's who I was at that time. Then we'll just jump to senior years when I quote unquote got cool. I started wearing like cool like paperboy hats and I always wore this jacket.
What was the jacket like?
I got it from Urban Outfitters and it's like a corduroy blazer with a hoodie attached to it and it's like a one of a kind.
Do you still have that?
I do still have
I feel like
that.
I've seen you wear
probably
it.
have. I have. I did start wearing it again like 2 years ago.
I was like, damn, that's a cool guy.
It's a cool
2006.
jacket.
Wow.
Right. It's such a
What a
2006
cool
jacket.
2006 look. Sexy.
When everybody was wearing hoodies in their jackets. But yeah, I was like the man senior year. So.
Wow. All right, and who are you today?
Not the man.
You're still the same person.
No. Who am I today? Today I'm uber nerdy. I'm super nerdy, and that nerdiness has bled into my art. You know, I'm a radio host of my own. It's not my station, but it's my show. So it's still evolving, and I'm looking to branch my show into a YouTube channel or a podcast. I already do have a YouTube channel, sort of. I don't ever post anything on there, except I did post my initial reaction to Black Panther when it first came out last year.
I was hoping you were going to say Degrassi, but
I know, right? That would have been smooth in the connection.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's who I am. A part of who I am now. I'm a little bit more. I don't want to say conflicted now. But I'm like adjusting to things now. I'm realizing things. I'm learning a lot about myself and about the world, and I'm learning to accept a lot of things now. So I'm still in that transition of just make it in this world. Like it's tripped out here. That's why Degrassi. That's another reason why Degrassi really. Like I was like I'm connected to it.
It grounds us.
For real. It was like for it to be like a scripted like show, and it was I felt like it was very like a realistic depiction of issues that kids have today
Yeah.
or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And they didn't really patronize. I feel like they didn't
Oh
patronize the
yeah.
audience.
They're not beating around the bush or
Not
anything.
even, yeah, and especially New Class.
Oh, yeah, it's been
I hate
intense.
to like support New Class more than
Next Generation.
Yeah, because Next Generation is my life.
Oh yeah, no. I
But
feel you.
New Class, because like these new kids, they know about this and that, whatever that's going on in the world, or like the connection between like New Class and these new kids of this generation. They're just like unapologetic, and it's like they don't waste time on like small talk, so to speak, with certain issues.
It's interesting. I feel like I was watching some of seasons 1 and 2 earlier this week because it's been the polar vortex and I had nothing else to do.
Right.
And what's fascinating about even going back and watching Next Generation, some of the comments that they make, it's so interesting how much times have changed.
But the interesting thing about New Class, especially like I don't know if it was like an episode or two before the one that we're talking about today. It was like the way it started with Tristan and his boyfriend, I guess, are kissing right there, and I was like, oh yeah, it goes there like right there, and it's like this introducing their relationship. Right. Even though this guy and Tristan, they're
just hooking up.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Tristan doesn't even like this guy.
I think it goes to show you, like, especially as somebody who babysits Gen Zers, like, I mean, obviously I live in a major city, so it's a little different, but like Gen Zers are like, yeah, you're gay,
right?
So like, it's not even like for a lot of them, it's everywhere. Like it doesn't, you know what I mean? It's like whatever, who cares? You know what I mean? It's great to be like, right, we've normalized a normal thing because it's no longer like what's that? Like that's new and different. What's that? Who in the New Class?
Yeah.
Would you have wanted to date in high school when you were in high school versus who do you go now and you're like, well, who I am now, I would have wanted to date this person now.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I know exactly both of them right now.
But I can predict it, but go ahead.
I would like to hear your prediction.
I'm predicting Lola for both, but anyways, go ahead. Or maybe Lola's just today.
I would definitely Lola would definitely both, but Lola's definitely, she's for today. and Frankie is for high school.
Really?
Yeah, I like Frankie. That's why I like this episode that we're about to talk about. I love how it starts. Like the cinematography is amazing. Like it's like the sunlight was coming in and they were like romantically playing the piano. That's pretty much all I remember.
Because it was a wet dream. that's how lady wet dreams are.
Remember the JT wet dream with Liberty?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh god.
I think they similarly like filmed that one.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the episode. They're like, a stack of dimes. And that's like fucking throwing JT under the bus like that, saying he got a teeny tiny little dick. Like,
Oh,
do you remember that?
yeah, I love JT. Of course I remember a stack of dimes.
A stack of dimes.
Why you all up in my fries, dog?
Whenever he was making bank, he may have a little
Exactly.
dick, but he made a lot of money off that commercial.
Freaking Aubrey hating and stuff.
Oh man.
Now shout out to Jimmy.
If he's listening.
Yo, did y'all see the I'm upset video?
Oh my God, yes. I really wish
loved
we
it.
would
It
have
was
been
so
doing
good.
this back then because we
I
would have had a
know.
whole episode dedicated to it.
Oh
Right.
God, it's so good. So we open in the music room. Frankie is playing the piano, like beautiful piano music, because apparently she can play piano. I mean, I assume because she's rich, she probably does play piano. Jonah and his hairline that I can never unsee now. I don't know if you noticed this, but Emilio revealed this last week that, or Jonah has a hairline that like it doesn't go straight across. There's like a bump up in the middle, and
I think, yeah.
it's like, as he called it, reverse widow's peak, and now I can't fucking unsee it, and I
Well,
love
there you
Jonah,
go.
so that's upsetting. Anyways, he places his hand on her lower back, which is, in my opinion, like every girl's wet dream, and she's like, is this right? And then he puts his hands on her hands, and their faces are close, and he's like, it's perfect.
So romantic.
I know, I'm like just turning myself on over here thinking about this dream. And then they're about to fuck on the piano.
Degrassi X-rated.
Literally. Frankie's questioning, is this crazy? Only to wake up to her brother Hunter, the boner shrinker, shaking her awake.
Wake up, dummy.
Yeah, exactly. And then he says, "Who's Jonah?"
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, I know I can make it. I actually did relate to this situation, not in the wet dream context, but one time, oh gosh, I must have been like 18 or 19 at the time. And one of my brother's friends was living with us, and he heard, oh my God, what was it? I think I was watching Freaks and Geeks, to be quite honest. And it was like
yeah, I bet
5
you
a.m. So of course, like all the, late 20s men that lived in the house also were like roaming around the house drunk or stoned or something. And I was just in my room watching Freaks and Geeks, and I was like, I think I'm just gonna masturbate right now.
Oh,
and so
no.
like, yeah. And so I
This is that type of podcast.
yeah. Well, I mean, we go there.
Oh.
It's Degrassi.
Exactly.
So anyways, I have, I'm like buzzing away. And Joel his friend Joel,
Yeah.
again, who was probably like, if I was like 18 or 19, he was probably like 27, 28.
Right.
He just like opens my door and is like, "Oh, you're watching Freaks and Geeks." And I couldn't, like, I don't know what was happening, but I couldn't like turn it off. Like I couldn't fast enough. And I am like trying to like squeeze it between my thighs so like it's not making as much noise.
That's the wrong place to put it, right?
I know. I was like, I don't know what to do. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. And this is toxic masculinity at its finest, because I'm like being very like, "What do you want, Joel? Like, what the fuck? What do you want?" And he's like, "Well, fine. You won't fucking talk to me. Good night then." And I was like, if only he knew like the reason why I was like, "Get the fuck out of my room." So I was like, oh my God, he's gonna hear it.
Good thing he didn't know.
Right, I know.
Until now.
I know.
Until now.
Yeah,
when he
like
listens to your
nothing
podcast.
creepy happened. He was just offended that I like wasn't trying to talk to
Yes.
him
That
about
totally
Freaks
sounds
and
like
Geeks.
a movie, though. That sounds like the opening of Not Another Teen Movie.
Honestly,
Yes.
it kind of was.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, what is happening in my life right now? Please leave the room. Please leave the room. Please leave the room. Because I was like 18 or 19. I was like, what are you doing? Please go away.
Dude, that was rude.
Yeah, I know. Fucking, I was like, all these dudes living in our house, and there's just like porno magazines in the fucking
God.
bathroom, and I'm just like,
Who are these guys? 40 years old? Porno magazines. Who buys porno magazines?
my brother, he loved a good Barely Legal, and I was always like, oh,
Right?
of all the ones you could have. Ugh. Anyways. Yes, what do you have to say about the theme song?
Nothing. Just that it took a while to adjust to it, and now I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love it now, too.
Because we watched it so many times, I think it was like episode 2 where I was finally like, I'm into it actually. And I'm singing along.
No, I feel the same way.
It feels like if I compare it to the next generation, it feels like the stakes are higher. Like it's like higher stakes, but we can do it type thing. Like Next Generation was just like Next Generation almost felt like a church song.
Because it sounded like a gospel choir.
Exactly,
That's
which is why I love it. But that's also kind of like it kind of puts it in a box almost. It's just it's almost just like, oh, it'll be okay, baby. You know what I mean? Like somebody's just patting you on your back, and it's just like, but New Class is like, oh, y'all ain't ready.
It is a little more fight or flight.
Exactly. Because my favorite part is that. Like I don't know if you guys know what that means, but
means it's about to go
it
down.
is, yeah.
I know I can make it through. So now we are at the Hollingsworth apartment complex that, again, we can't unsee. Miles is on his couch, apparently talking to his on-call therapist because they can afford that, to find a therapist that makes house calls. And he asks, when is he going to stop missing the feeling of being on pills? The therapist assures him that it's a long process, but he should occupy his mind in order to stay sober. Hang out with trusted friends. I wanted to say...
Like Esme.
Yeah, well, that's what he later says. Miles is looking refreshed as fuck in this scene. Like, he could not look... You know what I mean? Like, compared to the last several episodes of him going through all these drug things, he is just looking... fresh. Like,
how long has he been sober at this point?
Honestly, like a day.
Maybe like a week or two in the course of the show.
Probably.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he just looks like he looks fresh faced.
Yeah.
I guess the makeup they had on him the past couple weeks was really good. Yeah. So of course the doctor says, hang out with trusted friends, and Miles mentions that he could hang out with Esme, but like the dipshit.
The girl that got you on the pills.
Exactly. That's what fucking of course the girl who got you hooked on pills in the first place. Try again, you dumb shit.
So I wish I was this comfortable with my therapist that I could just like kick back, throw a ball in the air, be like,
oh, I know.
all right. So, like compared to me and my therapist, I just sit there like, Like,
I wish I had a therapist.
I take my shoes off at therapy. I take
You
my shoes
do?
off. Yeah, because
Oh.
I always like the way I put my feet on the couch. Like I don't lounge, but like I usually put one of my feet under my thighs.
right.
And so I'm like, I don't
Yeah,
want to
be
be
comfortable.
rude and put my shoe on the couch. So like I usually get there and immediately take my shoes off
Right.
and then just take a nap.
I don't get comfortable at all. I don't know. I'm new to therapy, so it's kind of like still weird for me.
I didn't start by taking my shoes off. I definitely had to get to that level of comfort because I felt like I was
Right.
or like I was being presumptuous or something like I was getting too comfortable.
Right,
Like I
yeah.
feel you.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, whatever. I'm just trying not to be rude. I don't want to put my
Right.
dirty shoes on your couch. But therapy's great.
Yeah, if anybody wants to be my therapist, my number is 773 blank 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 blank
Oh
blank blank.
damn, we
blank.
were really gonna get all your information. People are really gonna hack the shit out of you.
We really just are doing this show to steal people's identities.
Of
Uh-huh.
course.
We're like, let's ask him what his favorite credit card number is according to Degrassi. Yeah, which one? Oh, yeah, which one? If you were gonna use a credit card to spend money on, I don't know, Lola.
Lola.
Which one would you use?
Wait, hey, Lola got a job, so she
That's
does not
true.
want my money.
You're right. She doesn't. She don't need your money.
Exactly.
So now we're in math class. Maya wants to put the past behind her, while Grace insists that she shouldn't let this jerk get away with it. Dumb ass Zig swoops in and grabs her by the waist because obviously that's a good idea. And Maya tells him not to sneak up on her. There's no update on who did the swatting because the call came from a burner phone. And Maya gives Zig all the credit for getting her through this. He says that he's just doing what a good boyfriend would. Grace gives him a goth princess death stare.
Oh yeah.
Zig then surprises her with tickets to the Broods. I
The
haven't
Roots.
heard of the Broods.
I thought it was the Roots.
The Roots?
The Roots.
That's what I
Yes.
thought.
No.
Did you?
No.
I thought it
read
was
the
Roots.
caption?
Y'all, I was watching with the captions on. They said the
It
Broods,
sounded
which
like
probably
Roots.
Maybe that was they couldn't use the Roots because they didn't pay
it
for
probably was supposed to be they were probably
Yeah.
going for the Roots, but no, I was watching with the captions on and they definitely said the Broods, and I was like,
Damn.
what is this anyways? Because she deserves a night out. But the mean tweets are still coming in. My personal favorite that Zig reads out loud, which I think was actually Emilio tweeting at Maya, was at Maya Matlin, I'm going to beat you with a sack of quarters. Hashtag right behind you.
Oh,
And I was like,
Fucked
because
up.
I know,
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
because somebody at Degrassi's been in prison apparently, and I don't know. Yeah, Emilio hears us. That was you that tweeted at Maya. I know it was you.
What might have been me, it might have not been me. Keep my name out your mouth.
You fucking hate Maya. Get out of here. Oh no.
I like how they're like, you stupid C word.
Oh, I know.
Well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they write C word or are they just self-censoring?
I would have assumed they had to have wrote cunt. Like, why would you?
I don't think you think so.
If you were gonna troll somebody,
Yeah.
Oh, you
Why?
mean the person?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
No,
they
no.
definitely. Yeah.
no, I don't think that.
I think Maya just didn't want to say the C word.
I was gonna say no. That was it was Zig who said he said he was reading them and said C
Oh.
word. Yeah, no, I think it was him censoring it because he's a newly feminist. He does whatever Maya tells him to do. So
Of course.
he's newly feminist. So I think
Because he knows he's in a doghouse and she doesn't
Yeah.
even know it yet.
yes. So he is not gonna say cunt because he knows he shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I highly doubt that the trolls were like,
you see
you know what? Let's not go there.
Yeah, no, they didn't censor that.
I'm gonna say that I'm gonna rape her, but I don't want to use the word cunt. So that's going too far.
Too vulgar.
But yeah, I don't know why anybody in high school would normally use that term. Maya's worried that someone is gonna attack her for real this time, but Zig says that he'll protect her. But he's not around her 24/7, even though he basically is. I mean,
Yes.
truly, he pretty much is.
He is.
Grace says that she's being Maya's partner that day, even though Zig is always her loyal partner, as she says.
Whoa.
Yeah, Grace is throwing some major shade this
Major
whole
shade.
episode.
Grace is not having the white knight act at all.
Oh no!
She's
Oh no!
not here for it.
I mean, truly, you can see it in Zig's face the whole entire episode that it's like he's definitely not trying to accept the praise. I'll give him that. Like, he definitely feels
Yeah,
bad.
he's always like, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Like, he's definitely in his head about everything. Like he's at least I will give him the credit that at least he's not like, yeah, I'm the best.
Right.
Like, nah, dude, you fucked up.
Yeah.
So now we're in the lounge. Apparently, there's so many lounges at Degrassi.
Of course.
The girls, Frankie, Lola, and Shay, are practicing Mandarin, like as they always are.
Wow.
It's their only class. While Frankie Googles, or as I paused it, loop search. It was LOUPE search. I don't know what the fuck that's even supposed to be. But she's loop searching Jonah
Maybe it's-
Hawk, HAAK, Hawk, I guess. But she can't find him anywhere besides the investment banker, which I'm down for the investment banker. She opens Face Range and accidentally types his name into the status bar before Lola asks what she's up to. Frankie slaps her laptop closed before Lola can see and asks about the dreams that she's having.
Frankie gyms the fuck out.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
She knows better.
I was going to say, it's very, very clear the difference between the search bar in Facebook and the status bar. Like, well, you know what's even funnier is the fact that she's doing it on a fucking laptop. You're trying to be secretive about
Right.
this. You've got a huge fucking, like, 12 by 8 screen in front of you, and you're like, let me super secretly type
But
into
they're
my
right next
laptop.
to each other too.
Like, do it in your phone.
I would do it at home.
Yeah, I do it at home, too.
Anytime
Or the
I'm,
bathroom.
Like, snooping, I'm doing
Go,
that at
go
home.
sit on the pooper. Y'all got 6 bathrooms now, and do it while you're on the toilet.
Well, she was thirsty, you know. She was
was
trying
thirsty.
to like see what's going on. You know?
She was.
And the search bar and the status bar are right next to each other.
No, they're not.
They're not?
Their search bar is like a tiny one-line thing at the top
Yeah.
that you can always access. Like, you can be in the middle of your timeline and go up a little bit, and the search bar pops up. To get to the status, you have to fucking go all the way back to the top of the page.
Right.
I mean, she was already at the top of the page. Like, I'll give her that. But, like, and the status bar is, like, on a computer, it's like an inch.
Right.
It's like an inch wide. And it's
Well,
like,
this isn't Facebook.
you're right, it's Face Range. I have
there
no
you
idea
go.
how Face Range works.
There you go.
So Frankie admits that she was kissing somebody in the dream, which Lola admits is more interesting than her goat dreams, which Frankie defends, saying
Oh,
that
Frankie loves her goats.
it was only one dream about goats, but she still loves them.
Exactly.
I love goats. I identify with Frankie more and more every episode because I love goats.
But why is she in, like, what was the goat dream that she had to tell them about? Like, did she fuck a goat in her dream?
Right?
That's my
That's
question.
what we want to know.
Because, like, why is it that she's like, it was one dream? Like, what were you dreaming about goats that you even have to defend it?
No clue.
Maybe she might have been just like, oh, goats are cute, and you know how like teenagers are. They just probably made a big deal out of it. Like, oh my god, you're dreaming about goats. Yeah, what are you doing to the goats?
You want to fuck goats? Because I could totally picture Shay saying that.
Exactly. I hate Shay. Sorry. I don't.
Wow.
I don't like Shay. She's a
Really?
prude.
Wow.
Prude.
Wow. But she's smart.
She is very smart.
Brains are in. That
Totally.
We established at the first episode.
Brains are the new butts.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. I got a
Brains are definitely not the new butts, especially with Shay.
I got a
Stuff
big
in her
old
pants.
round fat
Who
brain.
stuffs their pants?
Okay. I never
had
stuffed
to.
anything. Yeah, we Mac booty.
Let's be
That's
real.
There you
that's
go.
it. We
Mac
got that Mac
booty.
booty, but I didn't get boobs until I got fat. Like, let's be honest. It's
Hey,
all
who needs boobs when you got butt?
yeah. So I always had a butt because I was playing soccer like fucking 7 days a week on 75 teams and doing calisthenics all the time.
Damn.
But pun intended. I never stuffed, but there was always rumors that there were girls that stuffed their bras.
Okay. I was going to say if they stuff their butt.
I don't-
That's like a rite of passage, right?
Yeah, no, but butts weren't like the thing when we were in middle school or high school. I think there was like a rumor that there was a girl who stuffed in middle school specifically, and then somebody was like, she spilled water on herself and her boob shrunk, like that. And I don't know if that actually happened or not,
Damn,
but
that's
like,
horrible.
I know, right? Can you imagine? But yeah, I don't.
You can grow your own boobs.
Yeah.
Just don't use water.
I definitely remember stuffing like in my bedroom at home.
Sure.
Well, because I wasn't even doing it right. I was using I didn't have like cup bras. I had like training bras, and I
Oh,
was
wow.
stuffing socks in them.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
could never make them look right. And I was like, why does this look so weird? I'm like, probably because you're stuffing socks into like a stretchy cotton bra. Of course, it's not going to look like a real boob, you dumb bitch. But I was trying. I was really trying.
Boobs.
The girls want to know if she was kissing Winston in her dream. Frankie is tight-lipped about it as they go on and on about how they make such a great couple. After, of course, Lola prefaces, she's her third favorite couple after Lola and Tiny and Kimmy and Kanye. Like, oh God, what a bad example of a good couple.
Those are the best couples.
Like, I'll give you, sure, I get that you're plugging your own couple, that's fine.
Right.
But and who says Kimmy and Kanye?
Kimmy,
Well,
yeah.
you know,
No one calls her Kimmy.
Cause that's Lola. This is what I love about Lola. Tiny was like, did she really do that, or is Frankie really racist? And Lola was like, oh no, Frankie's not racist. She's just white.
Which is #true.
So that's what I love about like Lola just is in her own world. Like from the moment that we meet Lola, Lola is just like she's an individual,
Right.
And she's cool, and she's just like she's just her. She is a little like being in your own
She's
world
a
is a
little
little
stupid.
Yeah, exactly. That and being in your own world is a little like debilitating or whatever. But it's admirable because she's herself, all the time, and that's why I love Lola.
That's true. I'll give you that. But I still think that Kim Kardashian and Kanye West are a really awful example
Yeah.
of the cutest couple.
Yes,
They were like hotter back then, though. People.
That's what I'm
That's true.
saying.
This was a couple
Exactly.
years
Right.
ago.
Exactly.
I
This was a
don't
couple
think
years ago.
Kanye had gone off the deep end yet.
Not
Right.
quite yet.
And I am a Kanye fan. I'm tired of defending him though, cause he been tripping. Like, yeah, you've been tripping, bro.
Without actually admitting who she was kissing in the dream, Frankie leaves to steady away from her boy crazy friends. Lola says she can't believe Frankie called Shay boy crazy. And Shay makes a
Shay.
face that we in the audience are all
Exactly.
also making.
Exactly. Like,
Like, what the fuck?
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
God
Lola.
love her. God love her. Next, we're in class. Miles brings Tristan's smug ass a coffee, to which Tristan says, "Don't flirt with me, Miles." Miles admits that he's giving him the coffee because he wants to help with the snowball. Tristan expresses the importance of the snowball and his presidency and says that he only wants reliable help. Miles says his mother's maiden name is reliable, so he's half reliable? What? I was like, I don't understand. Your mom's not at all reliable. Like,
Right. Exactly.
I was like, of all the people you could quote as having the last name reliable.
well, he wouldn't quote his dad.
No, he
so.
definitely. I mean, his dad's abusive. That's reliable.
You can always
There you go.
rely
His
on
mom,
that.
you can always rely on the abuse, but I don't know. I was like, I don't understand this joke, I guess. I was like, unless his mother's maiden name truly is reliable.
I got it. I just didn't like it. I don't know.
I know. I was like, didn't make any sense.
He was just trying to sound witty. But
Like, he was, but I was
he
like, your
wasn't.
mom sucks. I don't, okay. But he tells Tristan that he's on a strict no Esme diet so that he can be trusted. Tristan offers him grunt work, which Miles says, depends on what kind of grunting. Bitch. Okay, I see you. Tristan tells him that he can organize a bunch of boxes as Esme enters with visible bandages on her wrist, looking messy.
Oh God.
She waits a strategic amount of time before pulling her sleeves down and sitting in front of Miles, who clearly notices her bandages. Also, I noticed in this scene, because I was watching with the captions on, Mr. Hot Sauce's name is Mr. Mitchell.
Oh yeah. I had looked that up after, but forgot again already.
He is always looking fine as fuck and dapper as shit.
well, there you go.
So, anyways, but his name is Mr. Mitchell. If we're going to give him a real character name, that's not Mr. Hot Sauce, but whatever.
I love Esme too. Actually, and maybe I would have liked Esme more in high school.
Oh.
Ooh, you would have gotten into that messy mess?
No,
I mean,
would
she's
not.
cute. She's super cute.
I would have liked her from afar. But I would have liked. I think because Frankie is nice, so that's why I would have liked her. Like Frankie is nice, and she's cool. Frankie's cool. She's not intentionally rude. She's just white. No.
Yeah. You kind of have about as much to say about Frankie as Winston did when he made his little list of the reasons why he likes her. Like, oh, you have nice hair, and you're nice, and you're always happy.
If you like her,
Exactly.
you have to like her emo side too.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally. I totally would have.
But
And
that's
I can't remember what, like, there was a couple emo things that she did that I was like, yeah. I feel you.
That's actually, I was going to say, like, you only like her emo side, really. Like, you don't want that fake fuck.
No.
Don't give me that
hell
cheerful
no.
shit.
Right, exactly.
Let's write a song together.
Yeah.
So we're in the hallway, and Zig is sitting at a computer, and he asks Tiny if he knows how to track a troll's IP address. Because,
Zig, master hacker.
yeah, if the cops couldn't do it, surely Zig can.
Right.
Tiny admits that he knows how to Google, but asks why he can't ask Grace for help. Those two are so fucking stupid together.
Right.
I feel like Grace would have already helped. Like, if she
That's what I'm
could.
saying. If she knew how to do it,
Exactly.
she would have done, like, if anybody could have done it, it would have been done already. Zig,
Right,
but
exactly.
valiant effort. Zig admits that Grace hates him right now because he hooked up with Zoe, to which Tiny is disgusted, and I don't know why.
Yeah, she's all right. You know, she's
Zoe's
not
cute,
Yeah, she's
like,
super cute.
I don't know why he's
She's extra though.
Yeah.
Zoe is pretty extra. So and that turns us guys off.
yeah, but like
sometimes.
the way he reacted was like, like, which I was like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Maybe because he clearly cheated on his girlfriend, and Tiny is like a cool loyal dude, so he expects the same
Is he
amount of
though? Is he though?
I mean, he a dude, so you know he is loyal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like he did Shay pretty dirty. Like,
Yeah.
How do you do Shay dirty?
Going for her,
mean-
one of her best friends immediately
Best
after she
friends,
turns
like,
him down.
First of all, there was nothing going on between Tiny and Shay in the first place. I mean,
this is where we cut out the podcast. We're like, you know what? It's been really great having you, Julian, but there's the door.
this is why I understand Tiny. I understand why he chose, obviously because I like Lola, but Shay is so prudish. Like sometimes this is something that I feel like young girls. I don't know. I feel
She
like
wasn't allowed to date.
exactly, but at the same time, you know, yeah, she wasn't allowed to date, but it was. I feel like it was her.
Aura?
No, like her shelteredness.
Okay.
It like held her back.
She probably shouldn't have been with an older guy. He is a year older than her. Like, it didn't really make
No.
it. Like, she wasn't ready for that, truthfully.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Ready for what? They're in high school.
There are people fucking in high school?
That's true.
So,
Yeah. I think that's specifically what she was afraid of. Was
I think,
he
yeah.
wanted to do stuff with her, and she's like, "No, I'm not ready."
yeah, I think that's what, like, that was her angle, was she was just like, I'm not ready for any of this, really.
Mm-hmm.
Zig says that he doesn't want to tell Maya, which Tiny thinks is a solid plan. Fucking men. Anyway, I know. Shrug.
I mean, I would personally wait until a couple weeks after the trolling. Like,
Exactly. Don't you can't this is for everybody, not just like
It
in
was
a
a-
relationship. You just can't spring something so epic on somebody.
It
in
was
this
a
time.
tangled web.
Yeah.
I
Definitely,
mean,
yeah.
because it was all depending upon.
yeah, I guess he had no other.
He
choice.
kind of had to in this chat. But
Yeah.
anyways, Zig wishes that there was something that he could do to help Maya feel better. Just then, Hunter walks by and says he's gonna beat Boz with a sack of quarters, you cockroach. Ooh, which Zig recognizes from one of my favorite tweets. Because who the fuck says that in high school? So clearly it was very, very palpable. I also liked that what they were talking about as they continued to follow Hunter and Boz. They was like, why would I camp? Only noobs camp. What?
Camping is awesome.
Sounds like a noob. I didn't realize we invited a noob on the podcast. Okay, camper noob.
I'm a noob.
Yeah, I didn't. I was
Noobist.
like, is that a you go to a noobist colony?
I do.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a reference to a video game. Are they talking about the actual act of camping with a tent, or is it in some game?
What is this, some Fortnite shit or something?
It might mean the only thing I can think of is like going to like a spot and staying there and like waiting for people to come to you.
Oh, that's got to be
That
what it is.
might be
Yeah.
it.
Because why else would they be talking about camping? Like that
Right.
wouldn't make any sense. So I'm going to assume that. Okay, that makes more sense, Jesse. Thank you. So of course, after Zig hears that, he is in hot pursuit, but he somehow loses Hunter as soon as he turns the corner. Right. Because Hunter apparently has like a Harry Potter vanishing cloak or
Yes.
something. But Zig is ready to kill.
Speaking of your Harry Potter comparison right there,
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple of it's not like a theory, but like a character comparison
Mm-hmm.
of because I've been watching the like Young Justice and the Titan show on the new DC streaming service,
Mm-hmm.
and Zig and Maya remind me of like, all right, so Young Justice is an animated show, and like the two main characters, it's not really two main characters, it's a couple main characters, but a couple of the main characters are Superboy and Miss Martian. and Zig looks exactly like Superboy.
Really?
Yeah, and the whole new class, I wanted to see Zig like really like wig out. I wanted to see him get angry. I want to see him like get strong on somebody or something.
Does Superboy not wear sleeves?
He wears t-shirts all the time. That's all he wears is t-shirts.
Okay.
This version of Superboy anyway.
He better rip those sleeves off.
And Miss Martian is like she's a telepath and she's got all these cool powers. And Maya, like I didn't like Maya at first, but she reminds me of Miss Martian, and that's kind of like when I start to like Maya. You guys got to get Young Justice.
God, I don't have that channel. It's not Netflix. We love Netflix on this podcast.
That's right.
Please sponsor us.
Actually,
Netflix.
it is coming to Netflix.
Right? I'm like, hey Netflix, you want to hook us up?
No,
here?
for real.
I'm only to Netflix and chill with the CEO of Netflix if it gets us a sponsor.
Watch Bird Box. Promote Bird Box.
Now we're at the tail end of that class that Tristan and Miles and Esme were in. And as it ends, Tristan tells Miles that the box sorting is a 2-man job, but they can grab lunch after. Because again, who has classes? They're going to go sort some fucking boxes in the middle of school and then grab a quick lunch. No big. Esme runs the fuck out of class, visibly upset, as Miles puts off Tristan and chases after her. Esme is giving the performance of a lifetime, in tears telling Miles that he didn't want her in his life, and so she gets a bit crazy when she's alone in her own thoughts. Miles feels bad about ditching her as she hugs him and sobs that she misses him and things were easier when they were together. He tells her they can grab lunch and wistfully looks back at Tristan, who he now needs to ditch, and takes her hand and walks into the sunset. He didn't even tell Tristan. He didn't even fucking tell Tristan. He just fucking left with Esme. Anyways.
Tristan's busy. He's got president stuff to do.
He's got to sort those fucking boxes. It's a 2-man job. He needs to eat lunch.
Damn.
He's not going to get lunch with this one man. Like, didn't you hear him? 2-man
He
job.
can get his man Zoe.
They don't do it. We've already had the discussion. They don't do anything for each other.
They don't.
Well,
no.
Zoe and Tristan are like, can you do this thing for me? And they're like, oh, God, I don't want to do that. And then they have to get somebody else. But anyways.
So what Esme is doing here is like classic abuser.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, 1,000.
Emotional manipulation. I did this because you wanted me out of your life. Like, no, you cannot blame that on somebody else. And that's like a thing that a lot of abusers do is like threaten suicide or claim they're suicidal just so that like you then give them the extra care and attention and all that stuff. And they like bank on you, not wanting to call them on their bluff because you're like, if they're serious and I don't take them seriously, like they could, and they kill themselves, like that's going to be my fault or you'll feel like it's your fault. It's like a huge way to like get people stuck around you if you do that. I've had a couple people do that to me before. It was not
I hate
nice.
to admit it. I mean, I'm not like that anymore, but like my high school relationship, when he and I broke up for like the final time, I definitely pulled some shit. Like, I mean, I was fucking like 19 and my mom had just died. Everyone give me a break. Everyone stop looking at me like this. I was going through a lot. But like I would do things like say that I hadn't eaten in like 2 days and that I wasn't going to eat unless he saw me. You know, like, and I hate that I did that kind of thing. It was, I mean, truly, I really wasn't eating because I was depressed.
Right.
And like, I mean, I feel like a lot of people do that when they go through breakups, they stop eating. But like, I definitely used that as a means of like, you need to see me because I'm starving to death. I'm wasting away. I'm morbidly obese, but please come help. Can bring Taco Bell. But yeah, like I hate to say it, but I know I totally did things like that.
Yeah.
At that age.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. Like I didn't want to say that's like a woman thing to do, but I definitely feel like that is a young woman thing to do.
Because I mean, I've had guys do things like that to me too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I had a guy specifically do that to me in high school. I was going to talk about him next week, but he specifically threatened.
Oh, you're waiting to talk about him, huh?
Well, we were going to have a conversation about it next week, specifically based on the episode. But yeah, I had a guy do that to me in high school. He would tell me he was suicidal, and so then I would just cater to him, and I would like be, you know, anytime he's upset, like I'm afraid for him, and stuff like that. It's a just abuser thing to do. It is not, knows no gender.
I definitely had an ex who, when we were like when I was trying to break up with him, but it was like he was emotionally abusive and verbally abusive, and like he wouldn't. That's what it's so bothersome when people are like, "Well, if you're in an abusive relationship, just walk away," and it's really
it's
not
not
that
simple.
easy.
Yeah, it's not.
Especially in a situation where like he wasn't beating me or anything, but like we would fight, and he'd be like, "That's it, we're done," and I'd be like, "Yes." Leave, and he wouldn't, and then it's like you're talking the next morning and it's all like, I'm sorry that I and then that's when the apologies start. But it's like, if he's physically bigger than me and I can't force him to leave my house and he's not leaving, how do you break up with a person that's not gonna actually physically get the fuck out of your space? Like it's really difficult. But he would definitely, like, when we would be fighting, would like threaten suicide and self-harm and stuff. And he like, it was crazy. We would get into fights and he would physically hurt himself in front of me. Like he would smash his head into things and I would be like, what
the fuck?
Yeah, like it was intense, and it's like, I mean, I'm such a caretaker, like you don't want to see a person hurt themselves or be sad or anything, but like doing that is a tactic to get somebody to stay with you, and it's a form of abuse. Plain and simple.
And to get them to be like compliant too.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to make any waves and stuff like that. Oh yeah, it's such a classic scenario.
And Esme is smart. Esme is very smart.
Oh, she's super strategic.
She knows, strategic is a great word. She knows exactly what she's doing.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And we'll find out that at the end of this.
I'm so curious to figure out how she got that
I
way.
mean,
I can't wait.
we do get we do.
Yeah, I do remember, like, we get a taste of Esme's origin or whatever.
Her origin story.
Yeah.
Her path to becoming a villain.
Totally. Esme is totally the villain. She is the villain.
She's a perfect villain.
really is.
of New Class. And that's another reason why I love her, because she's a great villain.
She's a great villain. We're in the hallway again, and this time Frankie is studying for her Mandarin test, just sitting there. And Lola and Shay do this amazing run and slide on their knees towards Frankie, because it is fucking serious. And they ask her if she was dreaming about Jonah out of nowhere. And Lola says it's because she posted his name on her face range like a fucking goon. That's what she was thinking. We shouldn't say it, but we were all thinking it.
Right.
But Shay says that he probably didn't see it because he has, like, no social media, which is a fucking plot hole because we already established last week that he had a goddamn Instagram or Hastygram.
Wow.
They're worried because people with secrets don't have social media.
Which is like, no, he's just a pretentious douche. Like, they also don't get social media.
That's true. Well, it's funny because I have definitely met... I gotta say, I hate it when I encounter a dude that I'm dating that's like, yeah, I don't have social media. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
I wish I didn't have social media, because I wish I lived off the grid.
Yeah.
No.
Like, I'm a conspiracy theorist. So
yeah.
I feel like like with Snapchat, like the facial, like they do the mask.
I don't have it.
I think that's
Snapchat.
real. Like, they're just trying to get all our facial recognitions and, and get all, see who we are. And
Julian, we're not here to talk about your flat earth theories,
I mean,
okay?
I'm ready to talk about the flat earth.
I feel like my stepdad works for the government, so I feel like they've been listening to me all along.
See?
So I'm just an open book at this point.
They're listening right now.
Absolutely. Hi, my
Oh my
CIA
God.
agent or FBI agent. How you doing tonight?
FBI, right?
Actually, Emilio and I have been really concerned about the fact that I got an Alexa maybe a couple months ago, like right before Christmas, and then he asked me a question about if you get a gift of money, do you have to
Claim it?
do you have to report it for taxes? Yeah. And I was like, not if it's under $1 million. That's the rule. If it's under $1 million, you don't have to claim it on taxes. And I was like, that's how I've gotten inheritance money, how I got money from my dad selling the house. And I was like, oh fuck, Alexa's listening. Don't listen to her. Shut up, be cool. You don't even know about my money.
No, for real.
You don't know about my funds.
No, Alexas, they respond without you talking to them.
She's Alexa. She's unplugged right now. I unplugged her to plug in my laptop.
She knows that you're talking. She knows that you're talking about her, so that's why
unplugged,
she's
but
not going to answer.
See, Alexa, she's not lighting up because she's unplugged, so she doesn't need to know.
In the middle of the night, she's going to go, yes.
No, I know, right? Actually, it's really creeped out because Emilio was watching TV when I was like back in New Hampshire, and they must have said something similar to Alexa when he was sitting there on the TV and he started talking, and he was like, "What the fuck?" And I can text it. Like, I can text it from my phone.
Oh,
and it'll
so
be
you can
like,
fuck with him?
yeah, no, it's like when I first discovered that I could do that, we're sitting in the room and I didn't say anything for a while. We're just watching TV. And all of a sudden it's like, from Carly, I'm going to kill you. Die, die, die.
That's funny as fuck.
I wish it didn't say from Carly,
Exactly.
Right.
but
That just
unfortunately.
messed it up.
Next time you can say, I'm going to hit you with a sock full of quarters.
I know.
Yeah. Right.
Right
No.
behind you. Hashtag.
They start spouting off concerns like, what if he makes you start smoking? As Frankie fucks up and says, he doesn't taste like a smoker. And they're like, oh my God.
You tasted him?
Okay, that's not what they said, but basically, hashtag same. So Lola and Shay are freaking the fuck out because why didn't she tell him they kissed? Has he DM'd her? Are you dating? It's been days since you've talked. He probably has a horde of women. All these things that it's like, do y'all know Jonah? Have you met him? Do you like really? Because see, I think what I like about Jonah is that I tend to like quieter guys, and like it would feel selective if he liked me specifically. Like it was like he's clearly not fucking a bunch of women in high school, and he clearly hates everyone. But if he likes me, that means I'm special.
Oh, Carly.
Yeah.
I know it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. I'm working through it. I have a therapist, so it's fine.
I need a therapist.
Yeah, you want to go see my therapist?
Hashtag I need a therapist.
If anyone's out there.
Talkspace, do you want to host or sponsor us?
Yeah, right. Talkspace. Talkspace. We love therapy.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so that's all their major concerns. All the things that they think. They think he's a smoker. Bitch, he's straight edge. He got those
Right.
X's. He is straight edge. He's not smoking.
Right.
He ain't doing shit.
He's not. He's
He-
drinking water.
Also, weren't they paying attention like fucking 2 weeks ago when he was trying to get her to volunteer to help children
Right.
affected by addiction?
I don't remember that.
He what?
They wrote that whole thing up. They were like, "That's not important.
That's
Come
not
with us."
He
They're teenage
volunteers.
girls. They're self-absorbed. They're not paying attention.
No. Yeah. Probably true. I mean, I think,
Sorry,
well,
I'm not trying to be
no,
assumption.
but I think, you know what, though? Truthfully, all high schoolers are self-absorbed.
Right.
You know? But anyways,
some adults are too. So
that's true.
hello.
So now we're in the bathroom.
Having a bathroom party.
Yes. Zig storms into the bathroom, like literally swings the door open, hits the wall, as Hunter and
Superboy.
Boz are tweeting.
And Boz came up with a classic hashtag, just saying.
Just saying.
Add just saying.
add hashtag just saying.
Perfect.
Yep. So anyways, Zig throws Boz out of the way and basically lifts Hunter up against the bathroom stall and then holds him there with one hand while he reads the tweets on his phone.
Superboy.
He really does have guns.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Hunter's not that tall. And they have him, like, I'm like, clearly Hunter has to be on, like, a step stool or something.
Right.
Because he's, like, being held above.
He's lanky though. You know.
I don't think he's not that tall, though.
He's definitely not as tall as his brother.
No, and he's shorter than Tristan, A. He's not that much taller than Yael.
He's way taller than Yao. He's
No.
super taller, way taller than Yao. Yes, he is. I mean, Yao is short. Yao is probably, I don't know, like she looks like a 5'1" type, you know.
That's what
girl
I'm
or
saying.
whatever.
She looks like my size.
Yeah.
And like,
So
anyways,
maybe he's not. He's
probably
not
like
super tall.
5'6".
Maybe.
Anyways, he's being held up, is what I'm saying. He's being held up
By Superboy.
higher than Superboy.
Yeah.
And what I'm laughing at is because Zig is holding him up there, and he's like, "Give me your phone." And he's got the phone in one hand, and he's holding Hunter up with the other, and I'm like,
He's Kryptonian.
I
Sorry.
was
I
like,
don't know
how
what you
is he
want.
doing this with one hand? How is Hunter like? Anyways, whatever. Okay, suspension of disbelief. Got it.
So I just want to say that phone snatching is like a mutual interest in the relationship.
Right? Yes, him
Between
and
Zig
Maya
and Maya.
do really like grabbing phones out of people's hands.
Oh, nice,
'Cause remember-
nice observation.
Yeah, Maya took that guy's phone and put it in the beer. But when they first started harassing her online, in the middle of class, those two dudes were like, "Hey man, did you see this?" in the middle of class, and she just goes up and rips the
Yeah.
phone out of their hand, and it was
Right.
like ESPN.com, and she's like, "Oh." So like they're both really
Right.
into being like, "Give me your fucking phone." Anyways. So Zig starts reading the tweets off of Hunter's phone, proving that he is at least one of Maya's harassers. Zig tells Hunter to stop trolling Maya, but Hunter says that she killed the gaming club and she deserves all of it. Zig then punches the shit out of Hunter's face.
He whomps him.
Yeah, no, I think Hunter would have had a broken nose. Like, those were some intense punches. Right. Like, that close range, right in the front of his face, I would think he had a broken nose. But luckily, that 20-year senior gym teacher that's been there since fucking Next Generation, he'd been around. He'd been there.
Him and Snake.
While all this is happening, Boz is just chilling in the corner, not helping his friend. Or I don't know if he got the teacher. Like, I'm a little fuzzy on this because they definitely show him cowering in the corner.
Right.
But it doesn't, like, I rewound it and like you don't see Boz entering with the teacher. So like I don't think he went and got the teacher, but like you definitely see Boz being like, oh no, my friend's about to get his ass whooped. I'm just sitting, like, he's not recording it for evidence on his phone or nothing. Like, there's a lot of things he could be doing.
That is a millennial thing to do.
That's what I'm saying. He could be like world star hip hopping this shit, but he's just in the corner like, oh my God, probably pissed himself. Boz doesn't know what to do with this. Like, he's like, this is some white nonsense and I don't know what to do. Either way, Hunter is fucked up and Zig is off to the principal's office. Like, there's no question about what happened. It's just like, Zig, get the fuck out. Leave.
Go see Snake.
Go see Principal Snake, as we do call him Principal Snake.
Principal Snake.
We don't call Principal Simpson. He's Principal Snake.
No, he's Snake. Because everybody wants something.
Oh my God, what? I had a Next Generation song stuck in my head earlier, right before you got here.
I don't know if you'll forgive me for being so blind. I told you guys I am Craig.
Listen, I don't want to be preposterous, but if you ever want to propose to me, and you need to learn to play that song.
Absolutely. I do know how to play the guitar a little bit too. So.
Yeah, that's all I want.
'Cause what I know. All right. Anyway.
Oh my God.
And oh my God, why can't I think of Ashley's song?
Oh
God.
'Cause you're the rock in my shoes.
No. What she say? I know you.
Oh.
The real you.
That's the song she was singing to Drake?
Yes.
And he was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
He was, because she's got like candles lit and stuff, and she's like full goth. And he's just like,
bitch, what the fuck is going on?
What the fuck is going on? So now we're in the hallway again. Miles has his arm around Esme, and he tells her to go grab a seat while he gets them food. He approaches Tristan, and Tristan tells Miles that it took him all of 5 minutes to screw up and start hanging out with Esme again. But Miles insists that it's not like that because she tried to kill herself because of him. It's true. Miles feels like she was there for him when he was at his worst, and he owes her the help. Tristan points out that she made him the worst.
Yep.
But that
she's the worst.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And then Tristan goes on to say, yes, she needs help, but from you or a doctor. Yes, clearly Miles is not certified to be helping in this way. Esme continues to look forlorn in the background of this entire scene.
Looking all helpless, like, someone help me.
Because
I'm in distress.
She never has a hair out of place.
Oh, she was bedraggled.
Oh,
yes.
What a good word. She was bedraggled. That's a Project Runway word. Did you watch Project Runway?
That's a word I've heard you use. So
okay. Oh, is it? I got it from Project Runway. Because there was, one of the designers was like, he was bedraggled. It's such a fucking good word. Anyways, I almost forgot about it. So now we're in Principal Snake's office. Well, we're not quite in his office yet. We're in the waiting area.
Right.
Hunter gloats that Zig is going to be suspended and that he's not going to stop trolling Maya. He then offers up the fact that Zig still has his phone in his pocket. So he goes,
look up something.
He's like, you still have my phone? My password's 4444. And that, folks, is the laugh of the century.
He says it with such menace, too.
4444. Damn. It would have been like way cooler if he was like, it's 666.
Oh, right.
No, it's 4444. Yeah, suck on that. Zig all does this with ease. Like if somebody hands me their phone, I'm like, I don't
Exactly, right.
Where are your things? Where's your stuff? He's like, open the first video. Zig's like, got it. Here's it. Videos.
He's had this phone for years.
Literally, he was like, got it right here. Boom, 4444. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Got it right here. Anyways, yeah. If anybody hands in their phone, it's like I've never held a phone.
Even
before.
if it's my phone,
No.
it's the same exact phone that I have.
And yeah, he easily found the video and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was like, check the last video, and it was like it was that video, and then it was like the videos from like them recording their like GoFundMe. Those are the only. He didn't take any other videos. Anyways, okay, whatever. Zig discovers that Hunter has the video of Zig and Zoe hooking up in the woods because she shouldn't have kept that.
So I
in the
have a
cloud.
question.
I'm really ready though for this to stop playing because the making out sound is disgusting.
Oh, you're not into ASMR? Is that what it's called?
It
You heard
is
about this?
so gross sounding. I do know what ASMR is.
Have
but-
you heard about?
What exactly is ASMR?
Oh boy, I got some videos to show you.
Oh,
When I was in New York,
after the grassy
Anna,
class.
so my best friend, she went to acting school with a girl who now does ASMR videos on YouTube, and it is the weirdest fucking thing. ASMR
so weird.
is like you're supposed to essentially be able to have like a brain orgasm from noises, and so it's all about being like on the mic, and I fucking hate it. I'm like, ugh. But she showed us these videos of this girl she went to college with, and she's dressed as like a fucking gnome or like a fairy, and she's like, oh. You found me in the woods. Are you with them?
And so she does videos of this,
Yes.
and like
and
dudes
you
get off on it
know,
or something?
dudes at home are like, yeah, bitch, let's see this troll's woodland home. But like, it's the weirdest fucking thing. But it's like they're like, and it's all about like noises and shit. And they're
Right.
about to have an ASMR fucking commercial come out for the Super Bowl.
What does that acronym
Zoe
stand for?
Kravitz is doing it. Anyways,
Yeah, Zoe Kravitz.
I love her, but I don't need to hear her chomping on Cheetos.
Oh god.
I do.
It's not Cheetos. It's for like, honestly, I think it's for like Michelob Ultra. Like she clinks.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
She like takes the bottle and she's like,
We're gonna get a lot of new listeners just from all your ASMR this time.
that's what. No, I sent it to Anna and
Right,
I
we
was
gotta
like,
hashtag all these ASMR.
I was
hashtags.
like, your friend is about to get double the followers because of this fucking commercial. Anybody who didn't know about ASMR is about to blow up. Anyways. It bothers the fuck out of me. I was like, I can't watch this video for much longer. This is really upsetting. But
it's awkward.
I'll show you because it's a trip. You're like, dudes are totally masturbating to this. But anyways,
Did they actually? So what happened exactly?
you're trying to ask if they fucked in the woods?
Yeah, exactly.
We don't know.
Yeah, Zig only says fools around.
He says fools around. Like my only inclination that she blew him is because she's on her knees.
No,
the way
she was sitting on top of him.
And then eventually she was. She starts out like on her knees.
All
Does
right,
she?
yeah.
She does. Yeah, I'm getting way too observant of this
No, yeah, no.
kind of thing. That was my only my thought process was like, oh, maybe she went down on him. But like
the video that from Hunter's phone,
From Hunter's
she's
phone,
on top
she's
of
on-
him.
she is.
She's like straddling him,
they're on a wood stump.
even though everybody had clothes on.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm assuming she earned a bracelet.
It was at the ravine,
you gave
right?
me a social disease.
And that's the podcast, The Social Disease. So there we go.
Cheers.
It all comes back. Cheers. I
Cheers.
want more wine. There's some ASMR for y'all at home, too. Hunter then parlays that Zig isn't going to tell anyone that Hunter is the troll, and Maya won't see the video of him cheating. Everyone wins, except Maya.
See, Zig is a good guy.
He's just between a rock and a hard place. Like he can't.
He's not the worst. Like, Zig isn't.
Maya's just losing. Period.
Yeah.
There's no like
Exactly.
upside to this.
Like, yeah, there is literally no way for Maya to win the situation at all.
Maybe she should sing her song or something.
Maybe, yeah, she could write a song about it.
That,
Yeah, she should get some auto tune in her
exactly. Get
life.
some auto tune.
I hate
I
that
hate that
song.
Like she's
I hate that song.
she sounds like a fucking dolphin. She's like,
Right? Like, what?
So next we're in the music room with Jonah this time playing the piano as Frankie enters.
Ooh, tickling the ivories.
And she asks him to step away from the piano. Hashtag sexy triggered.
Yes, I totally wrote Frankie is triggered by him being next to the piano.
She was like, my panties are wet right now and I need you to back the fuck off that piano because
Whoa.
this is too hot to trot. Anyways, He says that he was wondering when he'd see her again. And then he gets super close to her because she asked him to step away from the piano, right? So he's like, is this better?
Ew.
Then Frankie begins the third degree. How many girls have you hooked up with?
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He then gets all close to her again and says, Frankie, you're the only one for me. There are no other girls. Is that what you want?
He got that from the handbook right there.
He fucking trolled the shit out of her.
Oh
That's
my
what this.
God.
That's the theme of this episode. Hashtag trolls.
Yes.
Anyways, they continue their cat and mouse game. So are we dating now? Oh, do you go around kissing random girls? You kissed me. You didn't not kiss back. We've all been there. Frankie then says what every girl wants to say when they've been semi-ghosted. You could have called or texted or done literally anything, you motherfucker. Like, literally, you could have come up to me in the hallways. There's a lot of things he could have done, but he didn't do shit. He was just like, I'm chilling. But Frankie then is like, you know what? I'm over it. I've got an exam to cram for. Peace out, bitches.
I like how, like, Frankie has a tendency to, like, stun Jonah.
Oh my God, right?
But, like, she never says anything that, like...
It's not profound. It's just that he's always calling people on their shit. And because she walked in and was like, what the fuck are you doing? He was like, what?
True.
You like that's why he's so enamored with her, because she's kind of being no bullshit with him.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I feel like everybody else is like, oh, that Jonah, he's weird.
Right. But she challenges him a little bit, and she's, she got that like attractiveness about her, like, she has a charm about her,
She's attractive.
Frankie is attractive,
I know, but like she has that attractiveness about her.
Yeah, man, she's just something about her, She's
like I'm not trying to talk too much about it.
Exactly. I don't even know.
Like, I don't want to make it weird.
I don't know. Yeah, I
know.
probably should not talk anymore.
Right.
This podcast has been weird.
I know, we've been.
Well, because I think about like me now as an adult, as an undisclosed age that I am right now. When I'm watching Next Generation, I was their age.
Right. I know, it does feel familiar, like
you know
that,
what I'm
like
saying?
as if we're putting ourselves in their shoes.
Exactly. So just a disclaimer.
It's
like,
all a hypothetical.
There you go.
No,
There you go.
exactly, because
Totally,
obviously, put me with high schoolers. I'm definitely not trying to do anything. I'm about to lose my job as a babysitter. Oh, okay.
Cut that out, Jessica.
I know, like, damn it.
Anyways,
now we're at the picnic tables. Esme has her bandage arm just out in all its glory in front of Miles as she reads Hamlet. Like, she is not, it's like not even a natural position. Like she's
like,
literally,
I'm reading Hamlet.
I'm reading Hamlet. Her arm is like full out in the middle of the picnic table. Who sits like that? I don't know.
Person is trolling.
Yeah. Anyways, Miles asks her how she's feeling, and Esme casually says that she's stressed about the exam. What's Hamlet's deal? As if Hamlet is not as fucking dramatic as Esme. Like, they're kind of similar characters, to be
You'd
quite
think
honest.
she'd love it.
Absolutely.
I would think
exactly.
she'd love it too.
Yeah. She probably envisions Lady, or I just went somewhere else. I was going to Macbeth. I was going to say she probably pictured Lady Macbeth as the hero instead of...
Right.
But that's a different play.
Exactly. So never mind.
Yeah, no, why can't... Oh, Gertrude. Gertrude is Hamlet's mom.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Hamlet is dramatic as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, he is the quintessential... It's honestly kind of funny that she's like, what's with Hamlet? Because he is the quintessential, like, crybaby character. Truthfully.
What a crybaby.
I know... Listen, y'all, I watched the 5-hour Kenneth Branagh Hamlet. I love Hamlet. Soliloquies? Is that the word you're looking for?
Yes.
Okay.
Soliloquies. Soliloquy monologue.
Anyways, Miles admits that his therapist isn't that bad, to which Esme scoffs at. Miles says that it's possible that he could help her. Esme insists that she's already spoke to her shrink and that he was totes cool with her trying to kill herself. But Miles is onto her. Suicide attempts get you put on a 72-hour watch.
Exactly. What therapist is this?
Right, no, because she was like,
I don't even have one.
My therapist is fine with it. He said I'm not a risk anymore, so
Go
you're
ahead,
good.
do it. Go on, honey. Take a chance.
Go back to school. Make some friends. What? Like, who is this therapist? Anyways, okay. She tries to play it off, but Miles grabs her arm and sees that she was faking the slit wrists.
She totally like rattles off this like mumbo jumbo that I would totally say.
What was the mumbo jumbo?
The 72-hour hold is a lie perpetuated by the mainstream media. or
Oh
something
yeah,
like
no,
that.
okay. I didn't want to write all that down, but that's
That's
exactly.
woke. That's a
something
woke
like
quote.
that.
Yes.
Because truly, I have no idea if there's a law.
I'm pretty sure there is. Yeah, I think she was just full of shit.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. Because I'm saying like, especially if you're a therapist, there's something you can like. If you know somebody tried to kill themselves, there's definitely something you can do.
At the very least, they're going to hold you for 24 hours. But
Mm-hmm.
I think 72 hours is what it is. I'm not sure, though.
But she definitely made it. Like her therapist was like, "You're fine. Have
Right.
fun. Any school dances coming up? Enjoy." So Esme tries to play it off, but Miles grabs her arm and sees that she was faking the slit wrists. But she insists that she had to because he was ignoring her, and he's the only one that made her feel normal. She insists that there's nothing wrong with them and that they don't need to change. She finishes her sad monologue by telling Miles that they should run away together.
Let's do it, baby.
I know there was a lot going on in that scene. I really clipped it. I was like, I cannot write out this whole entire monologue, so I really gotta like let's break it
Yeah.
down. Yeah, I mean it's so funny. I think the way she does this whole thing, especially her crying in the beginning, is very strategic.
Those were total crocodile tears in the beginning. I was watching her like,
Yeah,
I don't
no,
buy
exactly.
this.
The actress who portrays Esme is a really good actor.
They're all amazing.
Yeah, and so like when I'm like watching it, being like, this is really bad. I'm like, oh, this is clearly an actor choice. This is her
Right.
being like, Esme's not an act. I mean, well, later she is kind of an actor, but
Right.
anyways, like it's clearly fake. Clearly the whole thing has been fake. She's been fucking
Right.
faking this whole time.
But all Degrassi actors, like, I don't know where they get these kids, but all these kids are amazing actors.
Canada.
Canada. They are all from Canada.
They are. It's true, including that one guy that was on
Towers.
No, we don't talk about Towers. I don't know. Tall.
I love Towers.
Do you remember Towers, Jesse?
Towers
Did I tell you
loves-
about Towers?
Wait, tell you about him how? Oh,
Did I tell you
from
about-
Degrassi, right?
Have we talked about Towers?
No.
I need to make sure we're talking about the same character. Stop it.
Towers from Degrassi who loves
Yes.
liberty and is like in the corner like,
okay. So I need to tell you that Julian and I have this insane inside joke about Towers because
Chicago.
yeah, we joke that actor is from the south side of Chicago because he got fired. Like I
Oh my
googled
God.
this shit. That actor got fired because he could not show up to set on time. Like we're like they picked him up on the south side of Chicago at fucking 79th and Martin Luther King Drive or Boulevard, and we're just like, who is this actor? Who is this
It was
man?
79th and Cottage.
Oh, I'm sorry. And Loomis. I think it was Loomis. Anyways,
Loomis is a
these
better
are all
street.
Chicago jokes.
That's a more scary street.
But yeah, we love us some Towers.
I mean,
And
Towers
then-
was awesome.
Oh God, I'm so sad. Like, dude, why couldn't you have gotten it together? Why couldn't you have just showed up on time so that you could have continued to be a character? I would have loved to have seen an arc with him and Liberty.
Right.
What a wild couple.
But they had to do the JT thing, so they didn't.
No,
have time
but
for
like,
that.
you know what? We could have had a couple more episodes.
We could have had a couple more
Yeah.
episodes.
We could have had a
definitely.
weird fucking date with
Definitely.
Liberty.
He could have had
and-
some lines like
At
He
least.
could have. He didn't. No, he
One
just
or
had
two.
this.
he was just always in the background making faces.
He had this limp dick fucking wave, like through the like. Remember, he's like in the like glass and he's waving with this fucking limp dick wrist thing. Like, hey, I'm like, what? Yeah. So, anyways,
Well, I thought it was interesting when she was like talking about like there's nothing wrong with us, like we're fine. It's everybody else has a problem. There is like a movement online of people who try to say that mental illness is like something we shouldn't treat. I mean, and like this is just a different personality type. Like there's totally a movement. Not that I support it. Conceptually, it's interesting, but like in reality, some people need meds. Like,
You know what?
Right.
And I have a theory about that. I have a theory. I'm not. It's not like a flat Earth theory or whatever. But no, people. Mental illness is an incredible epidemic that us as a society and as a country we are not treating at all. We're not paying attention to it as much as we should.
Right.
However, and you know I don't want to go too deep into this, but the movie Glass, Glass is connected with
I haven't watched it.
Unbreakable
Yeah.
and Split. You know the M. Night Shyamalan movies. and I don't want to reveal too much about the movies, but what if like all these different mental illness symptoms are like some type of an ability?
Like we're X-Men?
Yo, for real?
No, there are. I'm pretty sure, like in different cultures, mentally ill people become like shamans and stuff like that.
Mumbo jumbo guys?
Mumbo jumbo guys. I'm totally a mumbo jumbo guy.
Thanks, Dad.
I don't know.
for that
There's,
one.
I think like the thing about it is that like there are definitely people who need to be medicated. Like I need medicine. I figured that out in life that I need it. I had a thought process behind it, and I totally forgot what I was going to
Right.
say.
It's definitely a subject that we haven't even really truly tapped into
Yeah.
the way we should as a society. Like it's like
People
it's
talk about it on like my hippy dippy podcast a lot.
totally,
I can't
yeah.
wait.
Yes.
Because I think of like the people in my family and in my life and stuff that I know have mental illness that, it is what it, you consider like a chemical imbalance in the brain and medication is necessary and stuff. And I do often feel like I know that it runs in our family, and I think in my mind I'm like, oh, I don't feel like I have a chemical imbalance in my brain, but when I read articles on things like people who are functionally depressed,
Right.
and that's shit that I'm like, oh, fuck. Because that's like people who are overachievers.
Right.
And I feel like that's always been like my role in like the children, right? In my family. I am the overachiever in the family, so to
Right.
speak. And like when I read about functionally depressed people, I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, you mean overworking so that you don't have to deal with your depression?
Right.
Oh, God.
That's the kind of depressed that like people wish everybody was. Like that's
Right.
the kind of, but that's the thing. Like, if it's an issue for you, like if it bothers you, then
Right.
it's like, then that's something you want to medicate. But if it's something that like you don't mind, then you might as well be an overachiever, right? But,
Right. Well, and
Yeah.
I think it's fascinating because it's not like when I'm in an everyday setting, friends and family hanging out, like I'm perfectly great. I'm great in social situations. Like I'm not often feeling sad or depressed, or it's not often that I'm in a situation where I'm like, I can't leave the house. I'm too sad. Like, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. But also, like I've talked to my therapist about this. When I'm driving by myself, I cry a lot. And it's like that being all of a sudden alone in your own thoughts.
Yes.
And the only thing you have to think about is driving. I cannot distract myself really in any way. And I find myself all of a sudden crying. And I'm like, well, that's not a normal thing. That's not something people do.
well, you're at the extreme. Like, remember earlier in the episode, Miles's therapist is like, get a hobby, like occupy your mind.
Right.
But you over occupy your mind to the point where you can't process anything.
Exactly.
So that's the angle of it that makes it like I need treatment, because it is negatively affecting, like I'm super productive at work, but my personal life is being negatively affected.
Right. I know, and I think that's where I find myself now, where I'm like, where am I in life that if I have a day off and I don't have, and I know that like there's things that I should do. There are creative things that I should be doing
Right.
to further my career as an actress or what have you. But like if I don't have anything to do that day, I wake up and I go, why do I need to get out of bed?
Yes.
I am going to I'm going to continue to sleep. I don't have any reason to get out of bed.
Right.
And so like, but what I have done is set up a schedule that I have to bring children to school in the morning. And so I have a couple days a week where I drop a kid off at school and I'm done at 8:30 in the morning. And then I go, oh, well, I'm out of bed. So now I can achieve my goals. But like I need a reason to get out of bed in the morning. Otherwise I just wouldn't.
We all need a reason to get out of bed in the morning, though. Sometimes, and at least you're finding a solution.
Trying.
A solution to the problem. That's
Trying.
I feel like that's the first step.
Yeah.
Hashtag blessed.
Yes. For
No,
real.
I mean, that's a huge symptom of my depression, is trying to like motivate to get out of bed. Like,
Yeah.
you're just laying there like, why? What's the point?
Yeah, because I
Like,
can't.
Real shit.
You work from home, and I can't imagine. Like,
Oh my
I don't
God.
know that I would have any motivation to get out of
It's
bed.
so
to
hard.
Yeah,
Work from home.
I've been thinking about that a lot lately too. Also, just me personally with starting my, extending my podcast, or starting really from my because my radio show is different from my podcast. what I love about my radio show is I can play music, but my podcast is gonna be a little bit more focused. Because I won't be able to play music because you just can't play music on YouTube or whatever, you know. So it's like I got to be very focused, you know. Like say this, do that, you know, and sometimes, you know, maybe that's why I haven't even gotten it fully together because
it's a lot more work.
It is a lot of work. Yeah,
I know. I feel bad because I said I would totally. I was like, oh, I'll do a podcast with you, but you're like, I want to talk about nerd shit, and I was like, I don't. All right,
right. You know, we got to talk about what we know. You know, and
I don't know anything
This is
about
why
that.
we are all here right now because
I
we know
know.
Degrassi. So.
I'm like, I saw Black Panther. Can we just talk about that?
Sure, we could.
I've seen a few X-Men movie in my day. What do you want to talk about? The Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans?
I would love to talk about Tobey Maguire's
Spider-Mans?
Oh God.
Yes.
Anyways, I've seen those. Had a really nice lengthy makeout session
20
to
years ago.
the upside down kiss in Spider-Man 2.
Oh God.
There you go.
So we're back in one of the random lounges at Degrassi High because they've got more lounges than classrooms. And Zig tells Maya and Grace that he and Hunter got into a disagreement about Call of Duty because apparently they can say that video game name.
Right.
That's not the game they were
They
playing.
probably can say it, but they can't show it.
Okay,
Oh,
all right,
okay.
fair. Maybe that's what they were supposed to be playing. I have no idea. Maya is upset because the trolls have doubled down. And even though Zig wasn't immediately escorted off school premises, he's been suspended for 3 days.
It's like, can I just go talk to my girlfriend? I need to say goodbye.
I was like, you got suspended. Why are you still at school? But okay, you're all right.
Just
Whatever.
hang around till the end of the day.
They're like, starting tomorrow, you're in trouble. Today, finish your classes. That's fine. Get your homework for the next 3 days.
Yeah.
And now that he's suspended for 3 days, Maya has no protection at school. Maya walks away upset that Zig has lost his temper over something stupid, and Zig admits to Grace that Hunter is the troll and that he's got a video of him and Zoe hooking up. Zig thinks Grace can fix this by stealing the video back from Hunter. But duh, Zig, Hunter would have offline copies, you fucking dum-dum. But now they're stuck. Let Maya melt down over the trolls or let Maya melt down over Zig cheating. Either way, she's fucked. But Grace thinks Zig is more concerned about himself than Maya.
But I mean, at the same time, though, I feel like he isn't concerned about Maya because if Maya finds out about this, Zig is one of the only people that she can trust. So, you know, or so she thinks.
Trust.
Yeah, right. You know, at least you know in that situation, in another situation, at least to protect her, she feels like he can protect her. You know, she trusts him for that.
Yeah, totally.
But I guess apparently not for you know, being faithful. So.
So now we're in Mandarin class with, again, Frankie, Lola, and Shay. And Frankie passes her Mandarin oral exam with flying colors, but the teacher has a special surprise to interrupt the entire class with. It's a goat with snowball written on a heart attached to the goat. And Winston dressed as a farmer, swoon.
The farmer bit was like, the goat was enough. This farmer costume is too far.
Why did he do that? Why? But like, this is the thing, is that she read it like, oh, snowball. But no. There were several A's, and it definitely said snowball. It said snowball. I
appreciate you so much for saying it.
That was his intended joke. The
exactly.
actress who plays Frankie didn't sell it,
Aw.
but it definitely was intended to be snowball.
I thought she did do that a little bit. Did she do that a little bit?
No. Where the fuck did Winston get a goat? Anyways,
Right?
whatever.
Is he renting
Where
it for the
and why?
afternoon? Like, what is going on?
No, where do you just get a baby goat?
He went to a farm.
Petting zoo?
Rented the
yeah.
goat and the costume.
I
Yes.
guess so. Either way, Frankie says yes to Winston, or rather, she can't say no
Right.
to a goat,
Exactly.
True. I don't think I could either.
right? And maybe that's the lesson of the day, gentlemen. If you want to ask a girl out, even if she's not interested, bring a baby goat and dress like a farmer
Noted.
and make a bad joke.
Unless the girl doesn't like
Goat.
goats.
Unless she doesn't, I mean, no, but we
What
all
girl
know
doesn't
that
like goats?
Frankie,
Come on.
Frankie's been dreaming about fucking goats. Anyway.
What about a piglet? Don't girls like little
girl, I think
pigs, like little
I think
piglets?
most girls like most cute tiny animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
We
like
don't
I'm not a
discriminate.
dog person, but you have a little tiny ass dog, and that dog was fucking cute. Like
Oh.
a little like well, it's not yours,
So, yeah,
it's your
chicken
parents'
wing.
dog,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like yeah, like if you come up
my
if you
mom's.
come up to me with like a fucking yeah
I used to have a little
A-
dog.
a-
Well, he wasn't that little. He was a
basically
fat little puggle.
gentlemen, if you're listening out there, if you come up to me with a Labrador Retriever, meh, hard pass. But you come up to me with a cute little fucking Pomeranian, I'm in.
What if it's a puppy?
If it's a puppy, yes. If it's a puppy Labrador,
yeah.
a puppy Labrador, sure.
Because you want something to grow big and protect you.
No, I don't want it to jump on me and sniff my crotch.
Why?
Right.
Because if I'm wearing tights, it's gonna rip them. Listen, I'm only 5 feet tall. I don't need a big dog.
You're not fun.
That's the worst
I hate
when they
big
jump
dogs.
up on you.
Because unless your dog is supremely trained, if your dog is supremely
Yes.
trained, fine.
So what if you are attacked? God forbid.
I have
and
mace
you,
on my
you have a
keychain.
little chihuahua on your arm.
I will mace them person and it turns their face blue. Because
Well.
I had a boss get it to me for Christmas. So
There you go.
I had little Jack Russell Terriers and they were vicious. Like if my brother ever like got attitude with me, they would like bark and jump and like snap at him. Like they would go off.
Oh, yeah.
Little dogs can be vicious.
Very true. Yeah, little dogs are the worst, actually.
I'm a cat person. But I do
Really?
like
Me too.
this is what I'm saying. I wouldn't mind a dog who was like a cat. Because dogs
See, I want a cat that's like a dog.
agree. I do want a cat that's like a dog. Or I could do a dog like a cat that was like chill as fuck. Anyways, now we're in Maya's bedroom. Maya apologizes to Zig about losing her temper over the suspension, and then really starts to lay on the guilt, calling him the perfect boyfriend through everything. But Zig can't take it anymore and admits that Hunter and his friends are the trolls. And that's what the fight was about. She wants to know why he didn't tell her, but then says, you know what, it doesn't matter, because she's gonna go tell her mom.
I feel like she's like dissociating once he tells
She
her.
was very, like,
She's just
yeah.
vacant. Like
She was super, like, she was in a really weird place,
She's
that
like,
ending scene.
oh, I'm gonna go tell my mom. Like
yeah.
it was really
she
weird.
almost seemed like she was on, like, a Xanax or something. Like, she was...
It was all that de-stressing tea her mom got her.
I think her mom got her... Actually, I gotta say, I think her mom gave her, like, some CBD tea.
Damn. Where can I get some of that?
Anyways, so we're back at the Hollingsworth Hotel. I love what you call these things, Jesse. Miles wants to talk to his mom, which typical Mrs. Hollingsworth says, does it have to be right now?
Listen, she was writing rigorous notes for the podcast.
She brought me too. I mean, I get it.
That's
I've
what
been
it
there.
looked like.
It was such a callback to my own mother, who she would be like, spend time with me. But if you went the fuck into the living room during Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and was like, Mom, can I talk to you about something? It was like on a commercial, bitch. Like, I felt that. I fucking felt that. I was like, I get it, Mrs. Hollingsworth. You are busy. Your son, who was addicted to pills that you were so concerned about.
Already over it.
But in a minute. I'm on the internet. I'm trolling this bitch at Maya Matlin, and I don't have time to talk to you.
I'm helping Hunter with a project. He's something about a sack of quarters. I don't know.
Something about, like, I would rape her mom. I don't know. I'm not really sure. But I've got her address.
It's a video game thing. I don't know. They're violent.
We're supporting him because we support that son. Anyways, he admits that he almost did drugs that day. And of course, now she's listening.
Right.
He tells her that he really wanted to, but he didn't. She's deciding to parent right now and assures him that even though he felt like he couldn't handle it, he did. She tells him that he needs a fresh start and that she's proud of him. No suggestion yet onto what that fresh start could be.
No, some more
Goddamn Mom.
money.
Yeah, I was just like, really, really, Mrs. Hollingsworth.
I feel like she should just assume anytime he's trying
That's
to
what
talk
I'm
to her, it's
saying,
about
like,
drugs.
bitch.
Just assume
Like,
that.
her kids are troubled.
Seriously.
So she should be more aware.
Oh.
But can you guys, none of us, I'm pretty sure, Jessica, you don't have teenage kids.
No, we don't know.
So if
No.
if you even have any kids, so like children are
No.
like
Absolutely not.
that, like
Child free is the way to be.
Can you imagine having three aware kids? You know what I mean? Like they're big kids.
This is the thing. This is something that my sister and I discuss quite often. Is that like we are like, why was our mother the way she was? And Bethany chalks it up to the fact that she's like, I think that mom had 3 fucked up kids, and she didn't know how to handle it. Like, truthfully, she had 3 kids that were all screaming for attention in different ways. Yeah. And she was just like, I'm going through my own mental health battle.
Fuck yeah.
And I don't know how to deal with this. Like, I don't know how to even begin to figure out how to fix you because I can't fix me.
Like, put yourself in her shoes right now, even though that's a completely different situation, circumstances. But right now, imagine yourself right now with 3 kids, 3 lives that you're responsible
I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Me either. I'd be drinking this hot sauce you got on the table right here.
My little baby Tabasco. Let's do shots.
Hell yeah.
So the final scene, we are in Maya's bedroom, back again, and Maya comes back ecstatic. Her mom is on the phone with the cops, because apparently now the cops can do something great. Thanks, cops. Zig is a hero. Now that it's all over, they can go to that concert and fuck again. Yay. Well, she was like, we can go to the concert and do other stuff, aka fuck. Like, that's what she was implying. Yeah, I just
Zig was like, I'm never revealing this secret.
I know.
Now.
Well, no, but he still feels bad. I like to cut the bullshit. I'm like, here's what they were really saying.
Right.
Anyways, but Zig can't take the guilt anymore and fesses up to fooling around with Zoe while Maya was in New York City. Uh-oh. He hates himself for it, but Maya doesn't want to talk about it, and she asks him to leave. And
that is the end of...
That is the end.
The end of Zigga. What is Maya and Zig's name?
Zigga?
As a name. As you know how they put relationships.
Would it be Zaya or Mig?
Yes, Mig. I like.
Do you like Mig? I like Zaya.
Could be
that
Mag.
Sounds like MAGA.
Magazine. Oh yeah.
MAGA.
MAGA.
Make Degrassi great again.
That would be like. It would be like a perfect combination between their names. Just throw the Z in there, and it would be MAGA.
Yeah, it would.
Or not the Z.
I think I like Zaya. Anyways,
Maya, Mazaka.
Anyways, they don't really have a good. I don't really have a good one. But anyways, what was like actually
Mazig?
Okay,
Mazig.
I think actually like the most heartbreaking moment of that scene in particular is the fact that they're like holding hands, and after he tells her, she just pulls away. She was like, nope. Done. Yeah. But I don't know. I gotta say, I mean, it was the end of the episode, so they were running out of time, so they really couldn't have a conversation.
Right.
But I know, like, from my own personal experience, when my ex told me that he was cheating on me, it was interesting because I think I'm such a person who likes to talk and hash out things. And he was like, because he had literally already been through it with his other girlfriend who was like, get the fuck out of my house. He was like, I assume you want me to leave the keys and I should go. And I was like, I guess. I never dealt with this before. I'm not really sure how this works. But I was just like, I was stunned. It was a lot of, are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck is wrong with you? But also it wasn't, I didn't kick him out as immediately as Maya did, so much as he was like, well, I've been through this once before. And I assume you want your keys, and I assume I should leave. And I was like, I guess if that's the protocol, I don't know. I guess go.
You know, though, what I liked about the way Maya did it, though, especially because, like, through everything that she's going through, she was like numb. So that's why she was just like, okay, you gotta go.
Yeah, I guess
she didn't. Even though Maya is somewhat like a cool person, like she's an artist and an expressive person, but she still has like she's not like I can't remember her ever like just being crazy and just going off. You know what I mean? Like she's a cool, like a calm, collected type person.
Doesn't, even in like Next Generation, from what I've seen of her, she's never going the fuck off on anybody. Well, I think her and Zig's relationship, I think she's an independent person, but she was always kind of catering to Zig.
Sure, because she was in her. She realizes that she's in a relationship, which is interesting because like what do we know about her father and like about her mother and
we know
I don't know anything about her
we
father.
don't- well,
So
that's-
where does she get how is she so like comfortable in relationships, you know?
Her mother is
Right.
handicapped, so I feel like her mother has. I mean, from what we've seen of Maya's mom, even in because again, I haven't finished her story in our like rewatch of the Next Generation.
Right,
But
me
like
either.
Maya's mom is a very involved parent. Like she parents
Yeah.
the fuck out of her kids. She couldn't be she's a total 180 from Mrs. Hollingsworth. That's for damn sure.
She found condoms earlier in the season and like gave them a really
Right.
good sex talk, like better than I can
Oh,
imagine
yeah.
my parents
Yeah.
were doing.
Yeah.
So like
Actually, I didn't get
No,
one,
I-
Me either.
so
I didn't really
I don't know how they would do
yeah,
it.
no, I
School
was
took
like
care of that. TV
I
takes
was
care
like,
of that.
Mom, can I go on birth control because my emotions get really crazy when I'm on my period? And she's like, there are other things besides pregnancy, STDs, and I literally wasn't even having sex, but she was concerned about STDs, and I was
Yeah.
like, meh. I attribute Maya's entire strong personality to the fact that her mom is a good parent. That's
Yeah,
what I
and she has
see.
an older sister also. I feel like
She
when,
does,
when you
Kate,
have
yeah.
when you have older siblings, that's like an example. Your older sibling is also going to kind of be co-parenting.
Okay,
Right.
good.
I got a theme. I thought the theme was obvious this week. Given the title, it's honesty. So what I wrote down was Miles is trying to become an honest man, kick his drug habit, and do good things. Esme's dishonesty throws a wrench in the works. That's what I wrote for Miles. And it's a double whammy because Esme is being dishonest, and he's dealing with that. Frankie is also dealing with someone who's not being honest with her to a degree. He's just not telling her anything about himself. So like they're dealing with like, is he honestly a good guy? Like what's the truth behind
That's what made
mysterious
her like
Jonah?
him, though.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, the mystery.
Yeah.
And then finally, Zig's dishonesty is tearing him apart. He's forced to choose between coming clean and saving his girlfriend. He comes clean. So yeah,
Perfect.
honesty.
Oh, that sounds about right.
I mean, this time the hashtag, I was like, yeah, I got this
Julian,
one.
do you have anything you want to plug? Like your
Like a
your
project or
radio
social
station,
media or any of that.
Definitely. As I said at the beginning of the episode, I have a radio show on Logic. I probably didn't say it in this
No, you
much
didn't say
detail, but I have a radio show on Logic Radio. That's LOGIK Radio. You can just type that in Google. We got our own app. Look
Yep.
it up. Hit us up. My show is on Wednesday, even though it's been freaking freezing, so I haven't been there in a little while. But
We'll be back.
hit us up. My show is called GC Buzz. It's from 7 to 9 Wednesday.
That's Central Time.
Central Time, yes. So check me out. G as in
Buzz?
George, C as in cat.
Why don't you just say geek culture?
Okay.
G as in geek, C as in culture,
I
GC
know-
Buzz
exactly.
stands for
I don't know.
Geek
I don't know
Culture
why I
Buzz.
didn't say that. I don't know why I didn't.
Anyways,
Tomato. So
All
yes,
right, so
G as
GC
in
Buzz.
geek,
or George,
C as in culture,
or Cat.
B UZZ as in buzzworthy.
Yeah, there we go.
News. All right.
All right.
The N is silent
All
because
right.
it's not in. It's not
There's no
included.
news. Gotcha.
So yeah, and I
Okay.
am known as Bobby Braceface. So yeah.
But we gave your government name,
All
so we're
right.
already stalking
Right,
you.
that's my radio name. Also, hit me up on Instagram, Braceface87.
The year you were born.
Exactly. There you go.
Oh, do we know your age
Oh,
now?
no.
You literally already said it because you admitted that you have the same birthday as Jake Epstein. Sorry
yeah.
about it, fool.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Please join us next week when we talk about Season 1, Episode 10, #Sorry Not Sorry.
And if you have a story from junior high, high school, or college that goes there, especially if it relates to the next episode, write to us at asocialdiseasepodcast@gmail.com. And make sure to follow us across social media at asocialdisease for episodes, news, and most
Thanks for
importantly, memes.
listening. Bye.
Peace. Adios.
Thanks, and once again, we're your hosts, Jesse Mack,
And Carly Jo Gear.
and this has been a Social Disease Podcast.
Thanks for listening.